grew up in the time that it was bad to be Haitian?
Absolutely. It was, it was, the stigma was unbelievable, you know.
Did that play a big part in you growing up too here?
Yeah, absolutely. That was added, you know, that caused bullying and people making fun of you. And yeah, that was a rough time for all of us, man. You know, the 80s. I mean, I guess it starts in the 70s. I was born in the 80s, but going through the 90s, that was a rough time, man. You know, yeah, I remember those days.
Right.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Oh man.
You know, it's funny, man. I was talking to Gariana, man, about Haitian comedy because she's a Haitian comic, and she said Haitians, like, we laugh at our pain better than anybody else in the world.
Yeah, we survivors, man.
Right.
You know, resilient people.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta laugh.
But Bapo, you say he went through a deep depression, right?
Yeah.
Was it a diagnosed, you know, depression or c'est ça même vous pensez?
So no. So eventually it gets diagnosed, but like 15 years later.
Like he went to see a psych?
No. That's the problem, man. Like even in the non-Caribbean Black community, it's mental health is taboo. So imagine in the Caribbean community, you know, just you know what I mean? Like there's no time for sadness or depression. What do you mean depressed? Una America, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
It
was real, man. Yeah. So I mean, now like shout out to the community though, because the community really stepped up. You know, all my friends' moms became my mom. You know what I mean? Yeah. All Caribbean, mostly Haitian. You know, like, you know, we were all struggling, but they were a little better. So if it was an extra piece of chicken, they were good. They had that white money, you know. But you know, they held it down for us, you know. And listen, we were all struggling those days. You know, Caribbean folks were really just getting situated, you know, just getting grounded in the United States in the 90s, you know. Because let me see, immigration law changed in '65, so the first wave came in '66, but not in high numbers. So we were just still getting you know, situated.
And so you grew up here. I know around that time there were gangs forming, and how were you able to stay out of gangs?
You know what's crazy, man? Because it was weird, man. I was in junior high school, middle school. And my friends started joining gangs. And to me, I was like, okay, I guess this is something to do. But I never felt pressured or...
But qui gang comme ça?
Oh, toute qualité gang. I mean, obviously the West Coast style, the Bloods and Crips came over, but we had like traditional New York gangs, Decepticons. The gangs were named after cartoons in New York, man. You know what I mean? We had Tiny Toons. Tiny Toons were on my block.
Yeah, I wish they had some Dragon Ball.
Yeah. You know what? And Dragon Ball came out in the 80s. It just wasn't in the United States yet. You know what I mean? But I'm sure somebody would have been Goku. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I know that. You got Vegeta, Piccolo. I could see that happening.
Right.
But yeah, so we had traditional New York style gangs, and then the East Coast, the West Coast, you know, the whole wearing colors and all that, that came in, from my experience, from the mid-90s, and it kind of changed the dynamic a lot, because now you had to hate someone just because they were wearing another color.
Right.
Whereas the New York style gang, the beef was more organic. Like, you had to actually have beef. You know, it wasn't just someone, you could take the train to the Bronx, and if you blood, you have to hate this dude because he's wearing blue. That's a little insane.
Right.
But that's that West Coast, you know, that West Coast style that made its way to New York. And it's funny because then there was HM. I don't know if you heard about HM.
No.
HM was Haitian Mafia, no joke.
Oh, I heard about Haitian
right?
Mafia.
And it was, you know what's crazy, man? It's sad, but that's what really got the respect in New York.
Bro, it's just like Zogan.
Exactly. Honestly, I think that's where they got the inspiration. You know, all over Flatbush.
Because you were getting messed with.
Yeah.
You know, the Yanks, like they called them.
Yeah, and then there was HMB and HMC, because now there were certain factions of the Bloods and Crips. You know, it was crazy, man. This gang thing was insane. It was literally just recreation. It was just something to do.
Right. But you said that's who got the respect.
In New York, that's where the respect came from. You know, dudes started moving, you know.
Next thing you think almost it
pretty much, yeah. And it you know, it got the respect for the whole nation, basically. Here in New York, at least.